The Buzz, Australia's only live, interactive social media program on free-to-air TV, is proudly brought to you by Zetagrid, Australia's award-winning provider of on-demand IT infrastructure for businesses that want reliability, speed and flexibility.
Actually haven't even opened the lid of my laptop. Hello and welcome to The Buzz, Australia's first and only social media show. Still, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm sure you all missed me last week, didn't you, Paul?
No, strangely enough. And I actually asked people on the Buzz's Facebook page, you know, did you miss anything this week? And nothing came up.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
Thanks very much,
I don't know whether
everyone.
it's A, they don't care about you, or nobody watches.
Nobody watches, probably. Candice, thank you very much for sitting in for me last week. It's good to see you again.
It's what I do. I'm here to, just clean up your messes, really.
Keep shoveling wherever you can.
That's it.
If you'd like to join us on The Buzz this evening, you're more than welcome to. All you've got to do is use the hashtag #TheBuzz, and we'll read out the best of those tweets as well as we go along. Big show tonight, so we better get it underway. If you like sport, you'll like this clip.
Defense, we need some big D. Travel! Yes! 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 What?
What's wrong, Daddy?
Come on!
What's wrong, Daddy?
They scored and it was a travel.
A travel? Oh, no! Oh, no!
I know.
I have to admit, I always feel exactly the same way. I've got no idea what's going on either.
Jason, that guy was wearing the same tracksuit pants that you're wearing right now.
Wearing right now. Actually, we'll talk more about my pants a little bit later on.
Jason's are a bit stained.
Yeah, I'm going to ship my pants a little bit later on as well.
Rabies.
Now, there have been some trends around the place, but there's none quite like the trend that's currently out there, #Boston. You will have seen the photos by now, no doubt, and just incredible, the social media reaction to it this morning.
One of those things where you wake up in the morning and you don't get your news from a news site anymore. You go onto your social media and you see either whether it's Facebook or Twitter or I guess wherever you were. Suddenly there's all these reports about the Boston Marathon, thoughts with the Boston Marathon. And not only that, we're getting photos. So you wake up and before you've even had your first cup of coffee, you're seeing these incredibly graphic photographs of the things that are going on in Boston, including sites from the actual explosion point, people with limbs missing, and it's quite confronting.
Very confronting indeed. So as much as we'd like to bring you lots of other topics this evening, the Boston one is pretty much the one that we're gonna go with as our big trend. Now, Candice, we'll cut over to you for a little bit of a social media recap.
Yeah, lighten the mood a little bit. I think we're all guilty of a little bit of cyber stalking at some point in our lives, but now you can take cyber stalking to a new level thanks to a new feature being trialled on Facebook. In the UK, we know it's being trialled, but apparently it's being rolled out in beta testing up to 36 different countries. If there are any Aussie people out there testing this feature, we'd love to hear from you, #TheBuzz. Basically, the deal is you can pay to direct message anyone you like, whether you're friends with them or not. But depending on how important they are, depends on how much it'll cost you. So for example, it'll cost you around 15 Australian dollars to say, send a direct message to Salman Rushdie, or send a message of love to Olympic diver Tom Daley.
How much would it cost if I was to send a message to you?
Well, that's the interesting thing. Why would you pay for something when you can tweet someone for free?
Oh, well, I don't know. I reckon you'd be worth a buck or two.
My other thought is, thank you, Jason, he's just put a value on your head, Candice. My other thought is Justin Bieber is going to get 20 million direct messages. He's going to pocket himself another $2 or $3 million, and he's not going to read a single one of them.
Well, that's right.
It just seems a little
he'll be happy as long as they're all believers.
They make it quite clear that you're not to expect a reply. Obviously, there are some very popular Twitterati and Facebookerati out there. Looking at the Kim Kardashians and the Justin Biebers of the world, though I'm not sure why you'd ever want to do that. But no, there is no guarantee that people will reply to you. So why not just tweet them instead? I don't really get it, but it is another income stream for Facebook. So What are you going to do? Speaking of Twitter, I mentioned just earlier, this week the company has confirmed that it bought Aussie music discovery service We Are Hunted, which was a pretty fledgling group here in Australia. But among other things, it means we could be seeing a music app hit us on Twitter any day soon. Now, some celebrities and some key influencers on Twitter claim or are hinting that they've already got access to the service, Ping Ryan Seacrest and a few other key influencers. But we plebs will probably have to wait until next week before we see anything going on. Speaking of music, here's something that blew my mind earlier this week.
Amazing amount of talent for such a terrible song.
I'm presuming you know about Taylor Swift because your girls are in that demographic.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever heard a Taylor Swift song.
Oh, I have. And she's not a bad-looking girl either, I've got to say. But all of her songs are about breakups.
Okay, I've heard that about her.
Permanently
she breaks up and then
if she doesn't break up with someone, she will never release another song.
She can't write a song.
Yeah, doesn't happen at all. Now, we were talking a little bit earlier about this whole Boston Marathon thing, and I just wanted to touch on the fact that today, a lot more people died in Afghanistan by bombs being dropped by the United States than died by a bomb that was let off in Boston.
And also in Iraq, a bloody day. They had some 18 bombs go off in and around Iraq. It was interesting to watch after the main thrust of the Boston Marathon explosions went through. We then saw these tweets coming through of people saying, well, hang on a minute, this has happened here and this has happened there.
Is that just bandwagoning?
Well, I wonder, what do you think of the fact that when something happens in Boston, it's a huge event, and yet these ongoing things in Afghanistan and Iraq and those parts of the world, we've kind of brushed aside.
But is that
even
because
in social media?
That now is an everyday occurrence? It's happening all the time. So we're kind of getting used to it. I mean, it's a terrible thing to say, but for something to happen like a bomb in Boston, that's unheard of.
So therefore, going by that theory, there will, or there may, let's hope not, come a time where there are so many explosions, I guess maybe like mass killings in the United States, where we go, oh, it's another bomb in America. It's not really a story anymore.
The other question is, and as always, the tinfoil hats come out straight away, is this another false flag operation?
For what?
So that the US can continue to strengthen their security regime and continue to throw more money at Homeland Security, who are still to this day buying billions of rounds of ammunition.
Well, I've heard that, although I can't but think if the government were setting up these false flag operations, they're not doing a particularly good job. It's taking a long time. They really could set off a bomb every couple of weeks, send the population into panic, and this could be done within a year.
Plus, I think it's really wrong to pick on all bombers because, some legitimate bombers, they don't set bombs off in places like Boston.
No, they set them off in Afghanistan.
That's right, yes.
And they drop them from planes.
They do indeed. All right, back to Candice now. Candice, you can tell us something about being popular on Facebook.
Well, kind of. It seems that Facebook itself is declining in popularity, though it does remain the #1 social media site in the world. There is some evidence coming out now that it is declining in popularity among the teen group, who tend to be a little bit of the trendsetters when it comes to social media. Other groups to record declines include Google+, though I have it on good authority that Twitter, Instagram and Tumblr are still riding the popularity wave, so it's one to keep an eye on. Apparently, leaving Facebook is the new Facebook. There we go. And remember when we were all obsessed with this app called Draw Something or Draw with Friends or all these with friends kind of games, and I've got one to review for you a bit later, but Draw Something was one of the big key ones that everyone was involved with. Well, hello 2 years ago. They've missed absolutely their opportunity when it comes to this, but UK's Channel 4 apparently is looking at turning it into a TV show featuring some B-grade celebrities teaming up with members of the public, so don't really know how that one will go. But not only that,
you reckon you'll be good at this game? Because I've actually drawn something. What do you reckon?
It's a picture of his bum with 2 pimples on it.
Do you know what it is?
It's not your kidney stones, mate. Like, jeez.
I reckon I'd be good at it,
Show.
as long as every question was to do with boobs.
Let's face it, if they can make a reality TV show about celebrities diving, They could make a reality TV show.
What is that? Celebrity Splash, come on. I mean, it's bad enough that we're doing amateurish TV in a community TV station, but what is a big commercial network doing throwing chubby has-beens into the water?
They've gone, we've got a budget, we need to spend it. They've all thrown some ideas into a hat and somebody picked out, the diving one. Okay, let's give that a go. Really?
Sorry, Candice, we're stealing your airtime.
Speaking of amateur hour, here's a look at Jason and Paul's new band.
The Buzz, Australia's only live, interactive social media program on free-to-air TV, is proudly brought to you by z03e05, Australia's award-winning provider of on-demand IT infrastructure for businesses that want reliability, speed and flexibility.